One of the things I'm most proud of over our first 4 years in office is how much we've stood up and fought for workers in the local economy. Now, we all know there's really great small businesses. We know there's great companies that provide thousands of jobs and really help workers succeed financially. But we all know that there's that one or two or several businesses that take advantage of the workers, that cut corners, that violate the law and hope that their workers won't stand up for themselves and actually undermine the success of all those other good businesses that do follow the rules and do right by their workers. So what have we been doing to support workers? We've been doing many, many things. Let's first talk about Measure D and the citywide Project Labor Agreement. Now, Measure D was what the voters supported in 2022, where they got rid of a 10-year-old ban on project labor agreements. A project labor agreement is an agreement between construction unions and developers where they agree to set good wages, good benefits, safe working conditions, and require certain levels of apprentices who can be trained into journeymen and master workers. And so we successfully, in February of 2024, put in place a citywide PLA, which means all the buildings, all the infrastructure that the city builds with our tax dollars, it's over $5 million. In a few years, even anything over $1 million will be built by skilled workers who deliver it on time, on budget, and without strikes. It's a really important measure that we put into the city that I'm very happy that we fought for. It really supports our construction industry and the workers in the construction industry. What else have we been doing to fight for workers? Well, we've helped champion and put in place the city's Office of Labor Standards Enforcement. That's the office where workers who aren't being paid their wages, aren't being given their tips by their employers, aren't being given their breaks that are legally required, they can come to the city and file a referral, file a complaint, and those bad employers who do steal from their workers can be investigated for that. It's a really important thing to make sure every worker knows we have that office here in the city of San Diego, and we're going to support you if your employer is taking advantage of you. Another really big thing is just simply standing up for legislation at the state and federal level that supports workers. Things like supporting our striking nurses, things like supporting the PRO Act, which really supports fair bargaining and forming unions across the entire country. We've stood up for those types of laws across the city, across the state, across the country with our voice as the city council. And of course, let's talk about things that we're championing right now. We are championing prevailing wages for traffic controllers so that we can make sure we have well-trained and well-paid traffic controllers. We all know in construction sites that as you're driving past it or walking past it, it can be dangerous. But we want to make sure that those people who are trained to keep us safe as we're going past those are well-paid, well-trained, and safe themselves. So we've been championing that policy. On top of that, we've championed a policy where the performance venues here in the city of San Diego, when you have a live event, you have a live concert, you have a live play, any number of fun things you see at city facilities, making sure that the workers have a certain level of training and that the supervisors have a higher level of training so that the workers are safe when they're working at city venues. Working on a live set is very dangerous. There's lots of pipes, there's electricity, there's all sorts of hazards, and we're championing a policy to make sure every single person is trained and their supervisors are trained at those live events. Now, let's talk about city workers as well. We have 11,000 city workers. Well, actually, we have 10,000 because right now we have a 10% vacancy. What did we used to have? We used to have a 20% vacancy at the end of 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. So what did the city council do? We fought to make sure our city workers got good wages, good benefits. Most people don't realize that city workers, most of which didn't get a raise for over 10 years. Police officers went 6-7 years without a wage increase, and they finally got it in 2016, 2017, but everyone else also got left behind. This city council gave benefit increases and wage increases so we could recruit people. You were probably wondering during the pandemic, why were a lot of things not getting done? It's because we had 20% vacancy rate, but with good wages, good benefits, we were able to get that down to 10%. We hired over 11,000 people more to take those spots and get things done like pave your roads, pick up your trash on time, have better library hours. And that was because we supported our city workers with good wages and good benefits. Now, what are we going to be doing moving into the future? We just got to continue to uplift unions. We need to make sure that big companies know that the city of San Diego supports those workers who are oftentimes just asking for an extra dollar an hour. They're not asking for the whole world. They're asking for just enough to be able to survive in the city of San Diego. And so we're going to continue to support their collective bargaining and forming unions in their workplaces. And of course, taking care of our city workers and making sure that they continue to see good wages, see that cost of living increase so that they can continue to work in the city of San Diego, take care of their families, afford their mortgages and their rents, and continue to deliver city services for you.